Once upon a time, three neighbors living in a village were having troubles with their crops. Each of the neighbors had one field, but the crops on their fields were infested with pests and were wilting. Every day, they would come up with different ideas to help their crops. The first one tried using a scarecrow in his field. The second one used pesticides, and the third built a fence on his field, but no use at all. One day, the village head came by and called the three farmers. He gave them each a stick and asked them to break it. The farmers could break them easily. He then gave them a bundle of three sticks and again asked them to break it. This time, the farmers struggled to break the sticks. The village head said, "Together you are stronger. Work together instead of doing alone." The farmers understood what the village head was saying. They pooled their resources and got rid of the pests from their fields. Moral of the story is unity is strength. Stay blessed, everyone. Thank you. Once there lived a greedy man in a small town. He was very rich and he loved gold and all fancy things. But he loved his daughter more than anything. One day he chanced upon a fairy. The fairy's hair was caught in a few tree branches. He helped her out, but as his greediness took over, he realized that he had an opportunity to become richer by asking for a wish in return for helping her out. The fairy granted him a wish. He said, "All that I touch should turn to gold." And his wish was granted by the grateful fairy. The greedy man rushed home to tell his wife and daughter about his wish, all the while touching stones and pebbles and watching them convert into gold. Once he got home, his daughter rushed to greet him. As soon as he bent down to scoop her up in his arms, she turned into gold statue. He was devastated and started crying and trying to bring his daughter back to life. He realized his mistake and spent the rest of his days searching for the fairy to take away his wish. Moral of the story is greed will always lead to downfall. Stay blessed, everyone. Thank you. One day, a selfish fox invited a stork for dinner. Stork was very happy with the invitation. She reached the fox home on time and knocked at the door with her long beak. The fox took her to the dinner table and served some soup in shallow bowls for both of them. As the bowl was too shallow for the stork, she could not have soup at all. But the fox licked his soup quickly. The stork was angry and upset, but she didn't show her anger and behaved politely. To teach a lesson to the fox, she then invited him for dinner the next day. She too served soup, but this time the soup was served in two tall, narrow vases. The stork finished soup from her vase, but the fox could not drink any of it. The fox realized his mistake and went home hungry. Moral of the story is a selfish act backfires sooner or later. Stay blessed, everyone. Thank you. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful rose plant in a garden. The plant was proud of its beauty. However, it was disappointed that it was growing next to an ugly cactus. Every day, the rose plant would insult the cactus plant about its looks, but the cactus stayed quiet. All the other plants in the garden tried to stop the rose plant from bullying the cactus, but the rose plant was not listening to anyone. One summer, well in the garden dried up and there was no water for the plants. The rose plant slowly began to wilt. The rose plant saw a sparrow dip its beak into the cactus for some water. The rose plant then felt ashamed for having made fun of the cactus all this time. But because it was in need of water, it went to ask the cactus if it could have some water. The kind cactus agreed, and they both became very good friends. Moral of the story is never judge someone by the way they look. Stay blessed, everyone. Thank you. There lived two brothers near a forest. The elder one used to treat the younger one badly. He would finish all the food and wear all the new clothes of his younger brother. One day, the elder brother decided to go into the forest to get some firewood and sell it at the market. As he went around chopping tree after tree, he stumbled upon a magical tree. The tree said, "Oh, kind sir, please do not cut my branches. If you spare me, I will give you golden apples." He agreed, but left disappointed with the number of apples the tree gave him. As greed overcame him, he threatened the tree to cut the entire trunk if it didn't give him more apples. The magical tree instead showered upon the elder brother hundreds and hundreds of tiny needles. The elder brother lay on the ground crying in pain as the sun set. The younger brother was worried, and so he searched for his elder brother. He found him lying in pain near the tree with hundreds of needles on his body. He rushed to his brother and removed each needle lovingly and gently. After he finished, the elder brother apologized for treating him badly and promised to improve. The tree saw the change in the elder brother's heart and gave them golden apples. Moral of the story is it's important to be kind and gracious as it will always be rewarded. Stay blessed, everyone. Thank you. There was a newly joined woodcutter, and the king was really impressed by his dedication towards his work. He was best in work and cut 18 trees in the first month, and the king was glad. The next month he put in the same effort but could cut only 15 trees. And the third month he still tried his best but could cut only 12 trees. The king visited him the third month and talked about his decrease in productivity. He explained that he might have lost his strength or got too old to do the work. The king asked him, "When was the last time you sharpened your axe?" To the surprise, he has not even done it once in the last 3 months. That was the only reason why he could not cut more trees. Moral of the story is it's good that you put in a lot of effort and hard work to work towards your goals. But you should balance your life priorities and save some time to relax, which would boost up your productivity. Stay blessed. Thank you. Nasir, a small boy, found a crystal ball behind the banyan tree of his garden. The tree told him that it would grant him a wish. He was very happy and he thought hard, but unfortunately, he could not come up with anything he wanted. So he kept the crystal ball in his bag and waited until he could decide on his wish. Days went by without making a wish, but his best friend saw the crystal ball. He stole it from Nasir and showed it to everyone in the village. They all asked for palaces and lots of gold, but could not make more than one wish. At the end, everyone was angry because no one could have everything they wanted. They became very unhappy and decided to ask Nasir for help. Nasir wished that everything would go back to how it was once before the villagers had tried to satisfy their greed. The palaces and gold vanished, and the villagers once again became happy and content. Moral of the story is money and wealth do not always bring happiness. Stay blessed, everyone. Thank you. Vijay and Raju were friends. On a holiday, They went walking into a forest, enjoying the beauty of nature. Suddenly, they saw a bear coming at them. They became frightened. Raju, who knew all about climbing trees, ran up to a tree and climbed up quickly. He didn't think of Vijay. Vijay had no idea how to climb the tree. Vijay thought for a second. He'd hear about the animals don't prefer dead bodies, so he fell to the ground and held his breath. The bear sniffed him and thought he was dead. So it went on its way. Raju asked Vijay, "What did the bear whisper into your ears?" Vijay replied, "The bear asked me to keep away from friends like you," and went on its way. Moral of the story is, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Stay blessed. Thank you. This is a story that explains how adversity is met differently by different people. There was a girl named Asha who lived with her mother and father in a village. One day, her father assigned her a simple task. He took 3 vessels filled with boiling water. He placed an egg in one vessel, a potato in the second vessel, and some tea leaves in the third vessel. He asked Asha to keep an eye on the vessels for about 10 to 15 minutes while the 3 ingredients in 3 separate vessels boiled. After the set time, he asked Asha to peel the potato and egg and strain the tea leaves. Asha was left puzzled. She understood her father was trying to explain her something, but she didn't know what it was. Her father explained all the 3 items were put in the same circumstances. See how they have responded differently. He said the potato turned soft, the egg turned hard, and the tea leaves changed the color and taste of the water. He further said, "We are like one of these items. When adversity calls, we respond exactly the way they do. Now, are you a potato, an egg, or tea leaves?" Moral of the story is, many situations will arise. Problems will come and go. It's your attitude towards the problems that define the way of your life. You can create something new by experiencing adversities. We can choose how to respond in difficult situations. Stay blessed. Thank you. A boy named Raj was upset because he had done poorly in his English test. He was sitting in his room when his grandmother came and comforted him. His grandmother sat beside him and gave him a pencil. Raj looked at his grandma puzzled and said he didn't deserve a pencil after his performance in the test. His grandma explained, "You can learn many things from this pencil because it's just like you. It experiences a painful sharpening just the way you have experienced the pain of not doing well on your test. However, it will help you to be a better student." Just as all the good things that come from the pencil is from within itself, you will also find the strength to overcome this hurdle. And finally, just as this pencil will make its mark on any surface, you too shall leave your mark on anything you choose to. Raj was immediately consoled and promised himself that he would do better. Moral of the story is, we all have the strength to be who we wish to be. One should not give up and keep striving until we get our desired result. Stay blessed, everyone. Thank you.